Gents, we're back again. James Bond may be famous for his shaken, not stirred martinis.
Miss Kennedy, would you get me a medium dry vodka martini?
What a
Shaken, not stirred.
But did you know that he also enjoyed an old-fashioned from time to time? That's right, 007 isn't just about vodka and tuxedos. The man knows a good whiskey cocktail when he sees one. The grandfather of all modern mixed drinks and a favorite of many world leaders, writers, gangsters, musicians, and actors alike. The old-fashioned is a bold, yet timeless whiskey-based cocktail, long appreciated for its sophistication and masculinity. And Ian Fleming and James Bond were no strangers to this drink. So grab your glass and a bottle of your favorite whiskey, because in today's video, we're making an old-fashioned just like James Bond. If that sounds interesting, then let's dive into it. Hi everyone, I'm Nick and welcome to Gents Club, where I put out weekly content on gentlemen's style, culture, and lifestyle. As I mentioned in the intro, today we're making a classic old-fashioned from Shaken, the official cocktail book of Ian Fleming and James Bond. Now when you think of James Bond and cocktails, one drink comes to mind, right? The vodka martini. But here's the twist. Bond wasn't just a one-drink kind of man. In Ian Fleming's 1954 novel Live and Let Die, Bond actually orders an old-fashioned while he's in Harlem. Now before we get into how to make the perfect old-fashioned, let's take a quick trip back in time. Because this drink isn't just a cocktail, it's a piece of history. The old-fashioned is one of the oldest cocktails in the world. We're talking early 1800s when the word cocktail literally meant a mix of spirits, sugar, water, bitters, and nothing else. No frills, no nonsense, just a simple mixed drink. As time went on, bartenders began adding all kinds of extras, liqueurs, absinthe, even fancy garnishes. But not everyone was thrilled about it. Some old school drinkers started asking for their whiskey cocktails to be made the old-fashioned way. And just like that, the old-fashioned was born. The old-fashioned became the drink of choice for men who knew what they wanted. Think Don Draper, Frank Sinatra, or Winston Churchill. All men with impeccable taste. And of course, James Bond himself. While the movies focused on his love of martinis, the books tell a different story. Fleming's Bond had a deep appreciation for whiskey, especially bourbon. When James Bond goes to order the old-fashioned in Live and Let Die, he's particular about his whiskey choice, asking for Old Grandad, a traditional bourbon with a high rye content. But Bond's relationship with whiskey doesn't stop there. In Skyfall, he sips on Macallan 50-year-old Scotch. In the book Dr. No, Bond reaches for a pint of Canadian Club blended rye. And in GoldenEye, Bond and M enjoy some Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey. If Bond were to walk into a bar today and order a drink, I bet it would be an old-fashioned. Why? Because it's a classic, bold, no-nonsense drink, just like the man himself. This drink isn't shaken, but it is built with patience, balance, and just the right amount of finesse. So now that you know the history of the old-fashioned and why it's a choice of Bond's, let's get down to business. Because a true gentleman doesn't just know how to drink a great cocktail, he knows how to make one. First things first, the ingredients. In order to make this drink, you'll need a bourbon or rye whiskey. I'll be using my favorite bourbon, Woodford Reserve. You can also feel free to use other spirits here like rum and scotch in order to find the version that you like. Second, you'll need some Angostura bitters and some orange bitters. You'll also need some Demerara sugar to make the syrup, and an orange for the garnish, and plenty of ice. Before we begin to make the drink, we need to make the Demerara syrup. Most recipes call for a sugar cube to be used, but if you want to upgrade your drink, then rich Demerara syrup is the way to go. To make the syrup, you want to take your Demerara sugar, which is a rich, raw cane sugar with a deep caramel flavor, and you want to take it and mix 2 parts sugar to 1 part water in a saucepan over low heat. Stir until the sugar dissolves completely. And what you end up with is a syrup that's richer, smoother, and brings a deeper caramelized flavor to your cocktail. Now to make the drink, take 1.5 teaspoons of the rich Demerara sugar, which I've already made in advance. This is what it looks like. It should come out to this kind of consistency. You want to take 1.5 teaspoons and put that in the glass. This will form the foundation of our drink. Next, we're going to add the bitters. So 4 dashes of Angostura bitters. 3, 4. And then 2 dashes of the orange bitters. 2. The bitters add a bit of warmth, spice, and complexity to the drink. Once the bitters are added, next we add the whiskey. Now the book is quite particular in how we add the whiskey to the drink to ensure it's properly cooled down by adding ice at the same time. The total amount of whiskey that we're adding is 60 milliliters, or 2 1/4 fluid ounces. So let's add the whiskey. One, 2. Once we add our whiskey, then we add some ice. Now the book says add plenty of ice. Once our ice is added, then we stir until the ice has melted a bit and until the drink is well mixed. We want the drink to be somewhat diluted with the water so that it can be nice and cold. Perfect. So you want to stir until the liquid is ice cold and the level of liquid in the drink is increased. The book also suggests that if you're pressed for time or making multiple, you can do this in a mixing glass. I've also used 1 large ice cube in the past instead of many small ones. At the end of the day, just choose which method will give you the result that you like the best. The final step is the garnish. Take your orange and peel off a slice. It went right in. Perfect. I'm going to do that again. And that one's gone. Once you have your slice, you can squeeze it in to get some of those oils and aromas inside. And then you can either place it on the side or I'm just going to throw it in. And there you have it, a perfectly made old-fashioned, just like James Bond would make it. Simple, elegant, and full of rich flavor. Let's try it. That's very good. You can really taste the rich flavor. It's also quite sweet. And depending on the choice of bourbon or whiskey that you use, it will affect the flavor of the drink. Using Woodford Reserve is one I would recommend because it pairs very well with the overall flavor of the drink. The Old Fashioned is a personal favorite of mine, and it's something I make for my friends when they come over. Or if I go out to a bar, it's one that I order quite often. Overall, 9 out of 10. Now all of you know how to make the perfect Old Fashioned. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if there's any other drinks that you had in mind and want me to create a video for, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see if I can create them as well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up as it helps out the channel, and subscribe if you like Gentleman's content. You can also check out some of my other videos by visiting the links at the end of this video. Gents, thank you for watching, and until next time, cheers.